Hey guys, welcome. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the chemistry of schizophrenia today. Now, scientists don't exactly know what specifically causes schizophrenia. Now, there have been many tests on many different factors, and today we are going to be talking about one specific factor that they've been studying quite recently, which is the glutamate synapse. Now, these effects on the glutamate synapse were actually found due to a study on how drugs like ketamine and PCP affect the synapse and what they produce. Now, this all starts with the NMDA receptors, these little things right here. Now, when these activate, they allow for calcium channels to open up, which then allows calcium plus ions to activate neurodestructive proteases and nucleases. And while they are activating these proteases and nucleases, they are also activating phospholipase A2. Now, phospholipase A2 causes phospholipids in the membrane to break down and become arachidonic acid. Arachidonic acid activates enzyme prostaglandin H synthesis. Now, these reactions release large amounts of reactive oxygen species, which include superoxide anions and freely diffusible hydrogen peroxide. Now, once this happens, calcium 2+ ions activate enzyme nitric oxide synthesis, which then releases more reactive oxygen species and more beautiful little nitric oxide. Now, nitric oxide in its radical form is a pro-oxidant, and we will find out shortly why this pro-oxidant reaction is very, very bad for your brain. Now, with the diffusion of hydrogen peroxide and nitric oxide back into the glutamate synapse, it has a pro-oxidant, there's that word again, neurotoxic effect without defenses. And it is believed that it's without these defenses is what causes schizophrenia, because these neurotoxic effects can just continue on and damage your brain when it does not have these defenses. Now, some of these defenses can be three different things. First, we have acylcorbate, which is released by sodium plus and calcium plus ATP dependent glutamate transporter, and these activate in exchange for glutamate, which helps in the reuptake process. Now, the second one is carnosine, which is released with glutamate from the synaptic vesicle, which again helps with the neurotoxic effects. And finally, you could also have glutathione helping with these effects too. Now, the redox-sensitive site on the NMDA is activated, therefore serving as a protective negative feedback to shut off the flow of reactive oxygen species. Now, even though we have been talking about the glutamate synapse, there could be another factor, which is dopamine. Dopamine is released from dopamine bounds and passage and diffuses into the glutamate synapse, which again can help be a factor in schizophrenia. Thank you for listening, and if you'd like to hear more on the chemistry of schizophrenia or look into other chemistries of ... please head over to chemistryislife.com and check out some other students' projects. Thank you.